Welcome to another riveting episode of Welcome to Mystara, one I should have probably done when everyone got locked down and got stuck at home for several months by themselves. And I'm throwing in all the BECMI solo modules as well. To qualify for a solo module, it has to work for just one player, though a few of them have a DM for that player. 7 modules qualified: Mystery of the Snow Pearls, Blizzard Pass, Maze of the Riddling Minotaur, The Gem and the Staff, Blade of Vengeance, Lathan's Gold, and Thunderdale Mountain. Can't go into too much detail on each of them because it's hard to review solo modules without spoilers, but I'm going to try. I'm Mr. Welch, and it's time for a little me time. Going in order that they appeared in the TSR back catalog, first up is Mystery of the Snow Pearls. Snow Pearls is a companion-level adventure by Anne Gray McCready with a classic Elmore cover and James Rosloff doing the interior art. This one came out in 1985 as a Magic Viewer module. If you find one in print, you're going to need the red piece of plastic that lets you read the various entries, or it's going to be very difficult to play. Just a warning. The PDF removes the red filter, but then you can see the answer to the puzzle, which defeats the purpose. Mystery of the Snow Pearls features you as plucky elf adventurer Kristoff Yetta, as you have to recover a stolen magical pearl from the evil but fun-loving wizard Milgar, as he makes you run a gauntlet to recover it. If he was fun-loving and evil, you think he would have just hit it in a Chuck E. Cheese, but he's got to do it the hard way. And the hard way is to choose your own adventure module. In your course of tracking down the wizard, you have to face various monsters, difficult puzzles, and the absolute high-octane nightmare fuel that was the original concept art for the Gyrians. Thank Rosloff if you can't sleep tonight. As far as ties to Mystara goes, it mentions a tree of life, but the rest of the location names don't correspond to anything on any map that I've found. In fact, the map used in this module is a recycled map from a Gamma World supplement. Next up is Blizzard Pass by David Cook, released in 1983 as a basic leveling module using the magic pin technology that makes finding one of these modules unsolved bloody difficult. The cover art is Tim Truman with various interior artists including Jim Holloway. The module is for Thieves level 1 through 3 with an unnamed pre-generated character ready for you in the back of the book. The adventure is a bottle episode. Everything takes place in a dungeon and you don't interact with the outer world, so there's no tie-ins with any place specifically. The magic pin gimmick got old really quickly, as you could only play through this module once before everything starts to get spoiled. There's a reason why this module is easy to find for reasonable prices on various secondhand sites. Maze of the Riddling Minotaur is actually a 2-part module, with the first part being solo play and the second part for the groups. It was written by Jeff Grubb in 1983, with Truman returning for the cover art and Keith Parkinson filling out the interior art. It, again, uses magic pin technology and runs from levels 1 through 10. This one is not set in any known region of Mystara, but on the island of Vakros. It's a standard rescue the princess from the evil wizard plot. The group adventure is very short, as you return to the maze to kill the wizard after you've rescued the princess. Again, the magic pen rules of the book makes replay a lot less fun and makes for some really cheap books on eBay, as you can get physical copies for less than $20 each. A major problem you're going to have with the magic pins, especially if you find one of these modules unfilled out, is that those pins are almost 40 years old. Good luck finding one that still works. The Gem and the Staff is a one-on-one module, meaning it's one player and one DM. This is a very brief module, with the adventure part being only 16 pages long, with another 16 pages of every single room. This book was written by John and Laurie Van de Graaff in 1983, with Larry Quinn responsible for all the art. The module's premise is simple. You're playing expert thief Eric the Bold in a pair of quick adventures. I mean quick in the most literal sense. The module gives the player 30 minutes of real time to get through the adventure. Since you're a thief, that means a lot of sneaking and avoiding combat. There's 2 scenarios. After you run the first one, you're supposed to switch DM and player and try it again. It was an interesting concept, but I don't know how much the replayability is, considering both dungeons only have about a dozen rooms each. The setting, once again, is generic, both of them being entirely indoors. We're 5 modules in, and we finally get our first actual module set definitively in Mystara with Blade of Vengeance, written by Jim Bambra and Phil Gallagher of TSR UK fame back in 1984, with Jeremy Goodwin credited with the artwork. You play as Aristel of Dorniel, a male or female elf warrior mage. The book says you can choose the sex of your elf, but it's not like anybody can tell the difference anyways. You're playing an elf. This is a one-on-one adventure set firmly in Alfheim, as you have to avenge the attack of a dragon on your town. It does have quite a few Mystara-specific monsters, including the mysterious neutrality-loving Fedorn, the only module that included one of these creatures. It's a pure vengeance module, as you're gunning for the dragon that wrecked your home. Probably the best of the solo modules I've reviewed so far, and oddly enough, it's the only one that features mostly outdoor combat and exploration. Next up, there's Lathan's Gold by Merle Rasmussen in 1984, and this one is straight up choose your own adventure. There's no gimmicks involved. You don't need a red filter, a magic pen, or a dungeon master to play this game. Just jump in and go. In a bit of a flip, Jim Rosloff did the cover and Jeff Easley did the interior. The module is set in Mystara as you start in Karamikos and go on a boat trip to find gold for the evil Baron von Hendrix in his first and only module appearance in Mystara. The adventure is focused heavily on adventure. You're on the clock as the Baron has your betrothed and you have to pay him off for her release. This is no module to dilly-dally over. You sail around looking for a mountain with streams of gold, all the while watching your supplies and time dwindle away before the Baron murders your fiancée. And that's why it's one of the most expensive of the solo modules. Now, digging deep for our last module, we're going to Thunderdale Mountain by William Carson in 1985, with an Elmore cover and Mario Macari providing the interior art. This module is another bottle episode that can be set anywhere there is a mountain, as your dwarf is looking to find the halls of paradise and restore a smoking hot dwarven princess back to her throne. Gameplay-wise, it's a choose-your-own adventure, with your character running around the dungeon to find the halls. It's straight-up dungeon crawl. Kick in the door, kill the monster, take the treasure. It's nothing special as far as the adventures go, but it is the hardest to find, with many copies going for over $50 each. The solo modules range from gimmicky to good. Of the 7 modules, only 2 of them were explicitly set in Mystara. If you're a collector, most of them don't cost much. If you want to get them for lore reasons, you can skip everything except for Lathan's Golden Blade of Vengeance. The Red Filter and Magic Pen books did not age it well. They didn't even age well when the books were released. Some people don't like marking their book up, and those red filters were constantly lost. But the 80s choose-your-own-adventure was a big thing, and TSR tried to capitalize on the fad. And while the choose-your-own-adventure modules were generally considered a failure, the Endless Quest books were very popular with children, and the adventure books are actually rather well received. Now I need a new topic, and looking at the list, next up is the natural wonders. If you want to make a setting look amazing, just put in tall mountains, unique landmarks, or natural phenomena for the players to discover. Considering Mystara is all about exploration, these do fit in well with most campaigns. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I'm remastering a large number of my older videos until I replace the ones I'm not proud of. There's going to be some videos disappearing and new ones taking their place over the next few weeks. I can't help it, I won't settle for second best. Which is hard because my football team is the Houston Texans. But until next week, remember it's okay to talk to yourself, just as long as yourself doesn't talk back.